If you have neuropathy, there's a good chance that you're doing something right now that's actually making it worse. Not because you're careless or because you're ignoring it, but because you were told that it would help. And that's the part that frustrates us the most. People with neuropathy don't typically fail because they aren't trying hard enough. They struggle because they're following advice that simply doesn't apply to neuropathy in the first place. And some of that advice is literally working against your improvement. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 of the 6 most common ways that people unknowingly make their neuropathy worse. Things that we see every single day. And if you're doing even one of these, it could explain why nothing seems to be working. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Smith. We're the neuropathy doctors, and we help people all over the world who are dealing with numbness, tingling, burning, and nerve pain in the toes, feet, and lower legs. Many of the people we work with were told, there's nothing you can do. Just manage it. Take this medication and learn to live with it. We don't accept that. Dr. Irvin and I focus exclusively on neuropathy, not a little bit of everything, neuropathy. And because of that, we see patterns that most doctors never see. And before we get into the first 3 mistakes, if you want a deeper breakdown of how you can actually reverse neuropathy, we put together a free training called the 90-day reset method that walks you through exactly how neuropathy has to be approached for truly successful outcomes. You can find the link to access it in the description. Now, let's break down these mistakes so you can hopefully stop making them. Mistake number 1, using a basic TENS unit on your feet. This one is huge. We tell everyone, whether they ever work with us or not, please never use a basic TENS unit on your feet if you have neuropathy. This surprises people. Let's talk about why people do this. People with neuropathy, they're not trying to numb their nerves. They're trying to wake them up. They're trying to stimulate the nerves that feel dull, numb, or tingly, or disconnected. And the internet absolutely feeds that idea. If you search online, you'll find plenty of articles saying TENS units can help with diabetic neuropathic pain. And that part matters. TENS units are designed for pain. They're meant to interrupt pain signals in muscles temporarily. But here's the problem. Most people with neuropathy don't just have pain. They have numbness, they have loss of sensation, balance issues, misfiring nerves, and a TENS unit does absolutely nothing to restore nerve function. In fact, it does the opposite. TENS units are designed to scramble nerve signals. That's literally how they reduce pain. That can work for sore muscles or acute injuries, but neuropathy is not a muscle problem. It's a nerve communication problem. So when someone without pain or with mixed symptoms uses a cheap, untargeted electrical device on already irritated nerves, it doesn't help. Your nerves are already misfiring. They're already struggling to send clear, accurate signals to your brain. So what happens when you take damaged or irritated nerves and scramble their signals even more? You don't restore function. You don't improve communication. You're just adding noise to an already distorted system. Short term, people sometimes feel relief, and that's why this is so misleading. But long term, we often see increased numbness, worse tingling, less clarity in the nerve signaling, and more instability and more balance issues. The goal with neuropathy is not to overwhelm nerves into silence. The goal is to improve signal quality, and a cheap, untargeted electrical device on an already compromised nerve system does the opposite. If someone sold you a TENS unit as a neuropathy solution, they don't understand neuropathy. Mistake number 2, following outdated dietary advice. This one is just as damaging, but in a quieter way. Most people with neuropathy, especially diabetic or pre-diabetic neuropathy, were told to follow the food pyramid, count calories, avoid fat, eat heart-healthy grains, just manage your blood sugar. Here's the problem. That advice keeps nerve tissue inflamed. Now, to be fair, the food pyramid has been recently updated. It's much better than it used to be. But old habits die hard, and those habits don't disappear overnight. That's why clients ask me,
"But Dr. Smith, what if I'm only eating whole wheat bread?"
Yes, Sally, even whole wheat bread is still bread. It's still sugar. It's still inflammatory. It still spikes blood sugar, which is toxic for your nerves. Neuropathy doesn't progress randomly. It progresses in an inflamed, unstable environment. Blood sugar swings inflame nerves, processed carbs inflame nerves, chronic insulin spikes inflame nerves, and no amount of supplements or therapies can override that. When nerves stay inflamed long enough, they stop functioning properly. What surprises people is that when they finally eat in a way that supports nerve health, a lot of things change at once. Symptoms calm down, energy improves, sleep improves, and yes, many people lose weight without even trying. not because weight loss is the goal, but because the environment finally makes sense for the nervous system. If you're eating in a way that constantly irritates your nerves, no therapy in the world can fully overcome that. Mistake number 3, taking medications that make neuropathy worse. Now, this one can make people uncomfortable, sad, provide an "I knew it" moment, or even make them downright angry. So let's be very clear. We are not giving you medical advice. We are not telling you to stop your medications. We are not telling you what to do with your prescriptions. We're simply giving you the facts. The fact is, there's commonly prescribed medications that are known to cause neuropathy or worsen neuropathy. This isn't speculation, it's documented. It's listed in the side effects. And yet they're prescribed every day. Why? Because most doctors aren't neuropathy specialists. They're managing cholesterol, managing blood pressure, managing blood sugar, but they're not tracking what those medications are doing to nerve tissue over time. Let's talk about 2 categories specifically. First, statins. Statins lower cholesterol, but cholesterol is not the enemy of nerves. Quite the opposite. Cholesterol is a major building block of the myelin sheath, the protective coating around the nerves, the coating that's responsible for nerve signals being effectively transmitted from the body to the brain. When that system is disrupted long-term, nerve signaling can really suffer. Second, blood pressure medications. Many of the blood pressure drugs list neuropathy, numbness, or tingling as known side effects. And yet when neuropathy worsens, it's often just blamed on the natural progression instead of asking whether those medications you're taking may be contributing. So people keep taking the same drugs, they add new ones and wonder why nothing improves. And you should know it's not limited to statins or blood pressure medications only. Those are just the most common types. There's a number of other prescription vendors out there that contribute to the same issue. Again, we're not telling you what to do, and we're not saying medications are always wrong. We are saying this: if neuropathy is getting worse despite doing everything right, this deserves a real conversation with your doctor. It deserves you to look at the side effects of those medications, ask better questions, advocate for yourself, look at the full picture. Neuropathy doesn't get worse because people are lazy or irresponsible. It gets worse because they're following advice from people who don't actually treat neuropathy. They're told to numb it, distract it, medicate it, instead of addressing what nerves actually need to function again. That's the difference. But here's the encouraging part. The earlier you stop doing the things that make neuropathy worse, the easier it is to turn things around. Neuropathy isn't random and it's not hopeless, but continuing the same approach and expecting a different outcome, that's the real risk. So if you're interested in understanding what actually helps and how you can overcome neuropathy, that's exactly why we created the 90-day reset method training. Again, you can access it absolutely free. The link is in the description. It's not about quick fixes or gimmicks. It's about clarity. So you stop guessing and start making informed decisions. If what you've been doing isn't working, that's not the end. It's a signal that it might be time to pivot. Leave a comment below. Let us know if you've unknowingly made any of these 3 mistakes. We invite you to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for part 2 of this topic, where we'll cover the other 3 things that a lot of people do that can actually backfire. We'll see you next time.